up, everyone? This is Casual Talk here. Today I'm going to be talking about why some major cities like LA are so expensive, regardless of the crime rate. I'm just going to continue to say this, but people, a lot of the times, aren't going to do what they want to do because they have the freedom to live by the choices that they make, their decisions, and the things that they do. You have the power, but the one who has the final say is God. I'm always gonna say that when it comes down to terms of choice. God's mercy is our free will to choose. So, in all reality, people are gonna move where they want to move to. Okay? People are going to go where they want to go. People are going to move where they want to move to. Or whatever is available to them. Okay? Now, cities like LA, aka Los Angeles City, in the state of California, the first thing that pops up to people's minds now is, oh, high crime rate, homelessness, and it's so expensive. That's the top 3 things that people on social media are complaining about, from the videos that I've seen, what I've seen online, what I've researched. Comments complaining about the homeless problem, the rent, and everything is too high, it's too expensive, and the crime rate. But why is that? Because of the crime rate is the cause of, most cases, drug abuse, drug use. There's a homeless problem because a lot of people cannot afford the cost of living. Some people were pushed out. Some people are brought up into unfortunate circumstances that leads to them to rob, commit crime. Crimes is also committed because of people that has a mental illness. So you have to deal with the mentally ill, the people that are not being helped, that are thrown out on the streets because society does not want to deal with them. So they commit the crimes that they do because they're mentally unstable. And you have the people, of course, like what I brought up before, people who just can't afford to just get by. People were forced out. They couldn't keep up with the cost of living. They couldn't keep up with their rent, whatever their circumstances and situation was. And in many cases, it's also the person's fault. Let's just keep it real. There's just some people I don't feel bad for that puts themselves in a predicament where they know California, like certain parts of California, are expensive. And let's just keep it real. Los Angeles is one of the top destinations that most people are going to want to live at, or where they're going to want to go to just live temporarily, rent, etc. People are going to want to go there. They gravitate to the lifestyle, the hustle and bustle. It's like New York City. It's like New York City. I made a video on Somerville, South Carolina, downtown. It's a walking tour video that I recently did. I've received a comment from a subscriber. For those of you who wants to look at the video, you know what I'm talking about. You can see the comment for yourself. It's not to put the man on blast, but when I brought up that people are going to move where they want to move, people are going to move where they want to move and what's available to them. What's available to you depends on what's available in the job market. What's available in the housing market, the renters market, and what you could afford. And it also depends on your credit score. Okay? Your credit score determines your reliability and how much the people, the property managers and the landlords, how much they could trust you as a leaser. The leaser is the one that's paying for the rent. Your credit score determines on how often are you going to pay for the rent. Are you going to be stable? Are you trustworthy? Because if your credit is bad and somebody is working with you, they're going to ask for that for a high deposit. They're going to ask for a high security deposit. Okay? Because you're seen as a risk. Is this point blank? You're seen as a risk, and it's understandable. Some people has no choice. I may not even have a choice, because I'm going to be real honest. My credit is not the best. But as far as I'm concerned, the whole point of this video is why people are just still moving to cities like LA regardless of the crime rate. Crime is subjective. Crime happens everywhere you go. It does not matter. Crime could happen anywhere. Now, you could live in a nice area in Los Angeles. It may be expensive, but do you have a career where you could keep up with the rent? I'm not concerned about lifestyle and none of that. I'm talking about surviving. I'm talking about from a surviving standpoint, a surviving mindset, with a surviving point to where I'm just trying to get by to pay my bill. I don't care about having a fancy lifestyle, fancy car. That is not going to matter. What matters is having a roof over your head, shelter, food to eat, having clothes behind your back, and just having electricity and water. Money for food. That should be people's concerns. A cheap car, at least you got a car to go from point A to B. Okay? At least you got a car to go from point A to B. Sorry about the honking, but people in South Carolina does not know how to drive properly. The man that just cut me off, he did not signal. And this happens everywhere. Like I said, crime is subjective. What I mean by crime being subjective is that no matter where you go, crime is going to be crime. Now, there's going to be situations where common sense is not common today. Bad areas is going to equate to a higher increase in crime. And if you are a target, you have headphones on in your ears, you're walking around by yourself at night, and you're definitely a woman, and you're at the wrong place at the wrong time, especially if you don't know the area that well and it's very shady, you are a prime candidate to be a victim of a crime. It could be because of a hate crime. It could be because you look like you got money. You look like you even dress nice, even though you look like a plain Jane. People are going to still look at you as a target. It's on a matter of research. It's on a matter of where you go. I live in Somerville, South Carolina. Everywhere in Somerville, South Carolina is not nice. There's good parts and bad parts. Every state has a bad area and a good area and a decent area. Every state has a ghetto, has a project, has a hood, and they have the nice, fancy, rich neighborhoods, or the people who's in between, like middle class. Okay? Neighborhoods like that is going to exist everywhere you go. People are gravitating towards California, Los Angeles, or Sacramento, not Sacramento, but like Sacramento, like LA, Los Angeles. People are gravitating towards Nevada, Los Angeles. Let me see, what else? Silver Springs, Maryland, Brooklyn, New York City, New York City, Brooklyn. People are gravitating these areas not because so they can live in the projects, not to live in bad areas where it's in the hood. People are gravitating these areas because of a better quality of life. Families could be able to afford living in nice areas when they have the careers and they have the money for it. You have a good credit score, you have a career, you have the certifications to have a career, and you have the money, you're good. You are good. You're good to go. You could get by, no problem. If you're struggling, even if you have a good credit and you're financially unstable, you're going to have a lot of problems because there's people out there that does not know how to manage their money properly. A lot of people knows how to manage their money when they're in a situation where it's meant for them to survive. Okay? I'm going to keep this video short and simple. And common sense today is not common today, unfortunately. A lot of people does not know how to think. I'm being realistic. I used to live in the projects and the hood. I know how it's like. But overall, if I want to live in a nice area, sometimes crime may happen, but it's better to lessen the crime when you have the money and you have the credit score to show for it, and you can live in a nice area. Because I got kids and a family I got to think about at the end of the day. I'm just being smart. I'm moving smart out here. Anyways, that's all I got to say. This is Casual Talk here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.